Hello there viewers, my name is Luke of FM Scout and today I'm bringing you part 2 of our experiment where we have Mbappe, Messi and Ronaldo all at the lowest rated reputation sides in the conference, the Vanarama National League. Now as you can see we are in the year 2026, so this is part 2. If you have missed part 1 and you want to see what happened, because it is very interesting indeed what happened to these three players across the course of 6 seasons. The link is down in the description. Go over there, pause this one now, watch episode 1, part 1, and then come back to see what's happened in part 2. But we're going to start on the page of Lionel Messi like we have done the last few seasons. He is the guy chasing the pack. He is the one chasing Mbappe and Ronaldo. And, well, the year is 2026. This is the second year of Lionel Messi in League 2 and a drop-off of games. Only 32. He still scored the same amount of goals, roughly. 20 goals, 16 assists and 22 player of the matches. A better average rating. So I'd imagine he had an injury. And he had 2 major injuries, a torn groin and a broken upper arm. So that, well, that is understandable. I'm actually quite shocked he managed to play this amount of games. How have Chorley done? Have they finally gained promotion? Have they caught Mbappe in League 1? Let's find out. They have indeed secured promotion in that 3rd spot quite comfortably as well. 11 points from the playoffs. And well, Chorley, that is good news for them, considering Lionel Messi had only played 30 of the games out of the 46. So he missed quite a few. First on the goals tally, first on the average rating, first on the assists. That's really good. Player of the match as well, 22. Some people want to have a look at signings. I'm going to do that sort of halfway through and at the end. So we'll just go through an overall sort of thing. Especially when they get later on into the... Well, if they get through to the championship. If they manage to get through, we'll have a look at that later on. But now, let's see what Mbappe's doing. Okay, so here is the young Frenchman. 25 years old now in the year 2026. 41 appearances in League 1. 19 goals, 9 assists, 16 player of the matches. Not as good as his previous year in any of the thing other than player of the matches. Was that enough to score promotion? I don't think it should be. I reckon Lionel Messi has finally caught Mbappe. Let's have a look. Indeed it is. Next season we will have Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi in the same league once again. It's been a while since Messi's been in the same league as someone else. 16th place Barrel. 9 points clear from the drop. But I think they're in a building period. Mbappe wasn't even the top scorer of the league. Joint top scorer. Best average rating, nowhere to be seen in the assists, most player of the matches. But now we know Cristiano Ronaldo is in the championship. Has he managed to pull away 2 leagues above and reach the promised land of the Premier League? I'm quite interested to find out, and I know you are too. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo then of Maidenhead. And well, that is a huge amount in the championship. 46 games, we played every game. That's crucial. 1 off the bench. 33 goals, 13 assists, it's almost as high as assist total as well, and 23 player of the matches. If there's any time where Maidenhead gets promoted, I think it's now. And it isn't. That only was enough to secure a mid-table finish, 13th, just on the cusp of the bottom half of the league. He does total all 4 of the highest player stats. Most goals, average rating, assists, and player of the match. He was a one-man team almost, and it was not even enough to reach the playoffs. That is quite shocking to me. I'm going to have a look before we go into anything further, whether they have signed any players. We know they had a lot of money in the bank, so whether they used it or not, let's have a look. So they still have 9 million in the bank. The season budget was 11 million, and they have 11 million remaining. That's disappointing. They spent 7.75 million. Kostas Makris, this regen, was the best player they signed. Nothing special whatsoever. 20 years old. What country is that? Cyprus. And this guy from Sunderland, another striker. Not game-changing though. Definitely not game-changing. So they really need to be signing better players if they want to get into Premier League. And if they want to stay in the Premier League, definitely need to sign better players. Okay, let's go to Season 7. Here we go then, 2027 now, Season 7, and we are on the page of Lionel Messi. How has he been doing in League One? A fair total, 43 games, 22 goals, 14 assists, 22 player of the matches. Very similar to his season before that, but in a lot more games. So maybe he's found it a little bit more tricky. Let's have a look at Mbappe before we have a look at the league table first, though, because we know now they're in the same league. It's time for those two to battle it out once again. Okay, so here is young Kylian. 39 games, 22 goals, 6 assists, 17 player of the matches. Not quite as good as Messi. I think it's the same amount of goals, just a lot less assists. Well, there's only one way to find out who has been the dominant performer in League One this season. And, well, Barrow finished above Chorley, but it's still mid-table finishes. So Messi and Mbappe both finishing second behind Jack Lancaster, who's quite a good player to be fair, 27 years old. However, with the stats of these two, you would expect more. Highest on the average rating though, nowhere near. Messi's there on the assists, and player of the matches shared 1 and 2 between them and Jack Lancaster as well. So, has Ronaldo managed to do it? I'm rooting for Ronaldo to be the first guy to get into the Premier League. He was always my favourite growing up. I'm a Manchester United fan. Let's have a look. So Cristiano Ronaldo now is at the age of 27. In 27. So we have 25 goals in 25 goals, 9 assists, 14 player of the matches. Not as good as his season before. So I would be surprised, unless they made some really good signings, I'd be surprised if they managed to do anything. And again, it's only enough for a mid-table finish. Ronaldo tops the group on those two there. Liam Gibbs with a very good assist tally. Not a bad player either. You would expect a little bit better though if they were to get promoted. But again, Ronaldo, player of the match as well. Is anyone going to get to the Premier League? I'm curious. I'm very curious as to whether someone will get to the Premier League. Let's have a look at Maidenhead signings. Have they managed to sign anyone better? I mean, they've even signed a Man United player there, Andy Stockbridge. But Paolo, it's nothing game-changing again, is it? It's nothing that you would think, well, that's going to get him promoted. He's a good player, to be fair. Very old, though, Jake Cooper, 32 years old. Let's go forward one more year. Oh, before we do, I have noticed Chorley has actually signed a Maidenhead player. Not very good, a goalkeeper with 9 reflexes. So, and he's actually been Chorley's #1 keeper. So a very cheap price. But let's have a look actually before we go. What's Chorley's bank balance? 1 million. Barrow have 2.35. And we know Ronaldo was sitting on quite a nice total before. They have 8 million in the championship. So it's not too bad. They are actually... Maidenhead are playing at Vicarage Road right now. Does that mean they have a new stadium being built? So we have a temporary relocation to Vicarage Road. The stadium capacity was increased to 6,000. So I'm wondering now how long that is going to be. We'll keep an eye and see how long they stay at Vicarage Road. But let's go through another season and see what happens. So the year is 2028. And before we go any further, guys, smash that like button if you enjoy these type of experiments and you want to see more. You guys sent me in some good suggestions. We're going to definitely think about doing some of them. Of course, some of them have already been done. But the ones that haven't been done, we're going to try our best to get them for you as well. So let us know down in the comments any more suggestions of experiments you would like to do. As well, if you do like Let's Play action, you can find the link to my channel down in the description as well. Got a very good Conquering Scandinavia save that you guys all seem to be enjoying so far. And I'd love for you all to come over as well and say hi and watch along as well. So make sure you give me a nice little subscribe. That would be fantastic. But this episode will end on year 11. And then we'll actually go 5 years even further at the end of the episode as a little bonus. And just see what happens 5 years after that. So 16 years in total. Well, they can't run. They should be retiring. And have a look if they manage to do anything in their late 30s. It's very rare that something will happen when they're that bad, but there's only one way of finding out. We'll do that just in case. So, Lionel Messi, before we go any further, 19 goals and only 32 appearances. Still a strong amount of goals, really. 10 assists and 20 player of the matches. I'd imagine then he's had more injuries, and he's been out for 4 months with damaged Achilles tendon. He also had a cold. He had a cold in the winter. He's not used to it. He's not used to the weather in Chorley. He's used to nice sunny Barcelona. But damaged Achilles tendon has put him out for 4 months. And he's still out injured because of that. So for 4 months he's been out since February. I very much doubt they managed to do anything at the end of the season. Even if they made the playoffs, they haven't got their star man. Let's have a look to see what Mbappe's doing before we go and spoil that, though. Okay, so Mbappe, 27 years old. He has 24 goals, 10 assists, 19 player of the matches. A nice amount of total games played as well. Nothing too spectacular in the statistics. I wonder how they've been doing in the league. We still have 2 guys in League One next season. Still 2 mid-table sides, Chorley and Barrow. What's the finances like then? 2.89 million at Barrow. And Chorley, only 870k. They are struggling, aren't they? Their stadium now holds a capacity of 5,000. So I'd imagine if we have a look at facilities, they have upgraded that. Yeah, so their stadium increased to 5,100. Stadium capacity increased, and then it's been lowered by 50. Questionable choices. So, Barrow Stadium was increased once in 2020 to 5,000. So, probably when they first got into, I think that was the year that they managed to get into League 1 or 2 even. That's when that increased. Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo, have you done it this season? Have you broke away from mid-table? Because we know if he gets into the playoffs, Ronaldo's a one-man wrecking ball that can force them into the Premier League. Let's hope something has happened. We had such an entertaining first episode. So far, nothing's happened in the second episode other than Chorley going up. Has it happened? Ronaldo then, a strong total. 34 goals, 9 assists, 17 player of the matches. He's played 46 games, 3 off the bench. Oh, I fancy my chances. I think it's happened. Let's have a look. They have done it. They have gone up in the playoffs. I am really excited now. Now this has just took a turn for the better. Maidenhead secured promotion in the playoffs. Let's have a look at the playoffs itself. So they beat Stoke over 2 legs. Ronaldo with a goal. Didn't get all of the goals. I'm quite surprised, to be fair. He didn't get all the goals, but he has done very well. And in the final they win 2-0. And Ronaldo doesn't even get a goal there either. He does get an assist, though, and a couple of key passes. A very good performance, playing as a striker. Let's change that just so we can see. His strike partner, Lara. Oh, a very good player. Oh, that is a good player. 18 years old. Now that is a really good new gen. Now I'm excited now, because that tells me that Maidenhead have finally been spending their money. And that looked up. How good did he look? Let's have a look more into their transfers. So, this is their transfers, and he was only on loan. Luis Lara, only on loan. I didn't see that before. 2 million they got him for. 18 goals in 4 assists. That is a strong tally that they've racked up there. They've really used the loan market well, bringing in a lot of loans, and they haven't spent a lot. They're going to have to do that next season if they want to stay in the Premier League. Any weird departures? Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, we have our first team in the Premier League. Let's go forward another year. Right then, young Lionel Messi. Well, 28 years old Lionel Messi. Have you done it? Have you managed to push them into the Championship? 29 goals. Strong tally. For a long time he hasn't had that tally since 2024. 16 assists. Again, strong tally. 24 player of the matches. It's quite a lot. Can Mbappe match it? So Mbappe's tally then, a very low 13, 9 and 13. I don't think Barrow stands a chance here. If there's anyone going up, it's Chorley. Lionel Messi has really utilised this year quite a lot. Let's have a look at the league table. And still, Chorley did make the playoffs. They did make the playoffs, but they did not get promoted. Barrow down there in 16th place. Still nowhere near relegation, but nothing anywhere close to getting promoted. And Chorley lost to Blackburn 4-1 on aggregate. Oh, well, I'm excited now because we do have one team in the Premier League. Let's find out how they've been getting on. So, Cristiano Ronaldo in the Premier League once again. Please excite me. So, for the first time in 20 years, since 2009, 2029, we have Ronaldo, 38 games. He played every game. 21 goals, 8 assists, 11 player of the matches, a 7.51 rating. Oh, that's surely got to keep them up. It was just enough to keep them up. By a point, Cristiano Ronaldo spearheading them into the Premier League next year. And well, Etienne Tipple, he beat out a very good new gen there. That is, I just like looking at new gens. That does not sound like an English name though. Worried about that. But anyway, he got the most goals, but he's nowhere to be seen elsewhere. Up there with the player of the matches with Tipple as well. Mason Greenwood up there too. Turns into a very good player in 10 years' time, just so you can see. Man United winning the league over Liverpool. Happy days for me. But the main thing is that Maidenhead secured their position in the Premier League next season. Let's have a look at their transfers. Before we go any further, have they spent a lot of money? 17 million on Ryan Yates. Quite a good player, but quite old. Not exactly Premier League, like an expert Premier League player. This guy, new gen, Kemar Samuel, English, so it is going to be Samuel. And then, I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, the Dutchman from Watford. Again, nothing too special. Ricardo Ochoa, their keeper. That's not a bad keeper. 23 years old, the Chilean. That's not bad at all. Some good signings, some okay signings, but is it enough to keep you up next year? You need to make some more, if you ask me. Let's have a look at 2030. Right then, the penultimate year, and as we can see, I think some of his stats are dropping off already. Lionel Messi, a few stats which have dropped down from 20. Still impressive though, isn't it? It's ridiculous how good his stats are. In League One this year, 19 goals. Not as good. 12 assists, 21 player of the matches. Has he had another injury? He's had he's had 2 moderates and a calf strain, which is a major, so he's missed quite a few. Turning sharply and sprinting. Oh, that's worrying at the age of 29. That is worrying. Let's have a look how Mbappe's been getting on. So Mbappe then, here he is. A few of his stats have also dropped off. 24 goals, 7 assists and 11 player of the matches. 7.46 rating. League One, how are you getting on? Again, they cannot break away from League One. And in fact, Barrow have been relegated alongside Plymouth Argyle again, even though they have the top scorer of the league with 24 goals. It was not enough to keep them up, and just above them in 15th place, 60 points, so they 18 points clear, is Chorley. Again, we have all 3 teams in 3 different leagues, but I just hope Cristiano Ronaldo's Maidenhead have managed to stay in the Premier League again. Let's find out. So, Chris, how have you been getting on? Oh no, that is worrying. That's really worrying. Only 10 goals, 7 assists, 8 player of the matches. I'm worried now. That can't be good. Oh, and it's happened. They've been relegated. The devastation alongside Wolves and Bristol City, and Liverpool have won the league. Oh, it's heartbreak for me. Nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Look at the state of that player. Absolutely disgusting. But unfortunately, Maidenhead back down to the Championship. Oh, that worries me. We have one more year before we go 5 years ahead. Come on, back to the Premier League. Let's hope. So, Lionel Messi. The final year we're going to really spotlight how have you been doing. Oh, he's dropped off again. More games though. 14 goals, 13 assists, 20 player of the matches. To Kylian Mbappe's 21 goals, 12 assists, 13 player of the matches, down in League 2. Forgot he was in League 2. I should have gone there first. How have you done in League 2? Barrow have gone up as champions. Straight back up there. Mbappe up there with the most goals. Not even the highest rating though. Scott Gibson managed to get that. That's worrying. And player of the matches as well. Shared with Scott Gibson. Ooh, how have he done? So they will be playing in League 1. Will Messi still be in League 1 after that? He will be sitting there waiting for him. Chorley, 60 points. Again, I think that's exactly the same. Nowhere to be seen, though. There, the highest average rating. Up there, joint second with the assist and the most player of the matches. Cristiano Ronaldo, please end this part of the video on a high. Get yourself back to the Premier League. Chris did 23 goals, 12 assists and 15 player of the matches. That's a high tally. His highest average rating for a few years as well. I'm hoping and praying that was enough. Automatic promotion, please. Let's have a look. They have done it again in the playoffs. Cristiano Ronaldo, extra time. Did he score? He did. He scored as well. He didn't score in extra time. Jose Luis Lara is back. He is back again. They've signed him. Oh, no, they haven't. He's back on loan. Where he must love it at this club. I wonder if he does. Let's have a look at his information. Does he love Maidenhead? He loves Maidenhead. That makes me feel good. I have no attachment to this new gen whatsoever, but that makes me feel good. Fantastic stuff. They are going back up to the Premier League. Let's have a look at one more lot of transfers that they've signed. Who have they signed? 14 million. João Francisco. Oh, very good Brazilian for passing. That's a tasty player. I fancy their chances in the next year in the Premier League. Aidan Barlow. He's quite good. Nothing too special. Ashley Kerr, again, very good. I like the look of him too. One last thing I'm going to check before we go 3 or 4 years ahead in the future. Managers. We do have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at one point. Jesus Christ, they must have been desperate. Christian Parker and Ralph Hasenhüttl is in charge currently. Any weird ones for Chorley? So Chorley's manager is currently Alex Neil. Koke. Is that the right Koke? It was. That Koke was in charge. He was sacked after a year as well. Gary Boyer. No one else of note. Maidenhead. Barrow. Let's have a look at Barrow. Gary Waddock is in charge currently. They have had a lot of different managers. We've had Carl Robinson in there. Nigel Pearson. Noel Hunt. Twice. Caretaker roles. Darren Ferguson even. All the way back then. At the start of this video, in fact. Craig Rutherford. Shane Hutchinson. So they've really played around. Let's go through landmarks. People wanted to see that, so I'm not going to really highlight anything. I'll let you guys pause it if you want to have a look at that. Here is the Chorley new chairman. So that is part of their landmarks. And finally, Maidenhead. Here is Maidenhead's a huge stadium capacity increased. So not only did they play at the Medeski, but they also played at Vicarage Road, getting their stadium. That was a high raise in capacity when they went to the Premier League. 21,000. That's actually this season, so that's when they come down, but obviously they must have planned it when they were in the Premier League, getting that Premier League moolah. They must be getting quite a lot of money now. 10 million in the bank. They lost 43 million, so that's huge. They had a season budget of 50 million in the Championship. Well, it was enough to get them promoted, but that is a lot. Well, the one last thing we are going to check right now is we're going to go forward about 4 years, I think I simulated up to, and just overall, let's see what happened. Aaron Ramsey, by the way. Different Aaron Ramsey. Funny, though, that he's playing with Ronaldo anyway, but again, I go off course. Let's go forward. So the year is 2035. Lionel Messi is now 34 years old. How have Chorley been doing? Have they managed to get any further? I don't think they have. If we look down here in their league history, the highest Lionel Messi was ever managed to get Chorley was League One. So that's a shame. They've stayed in there for a while though. They just beat out relegation, 18th place. I wonder if Barrow ever got to the Championship. Let's find out. So Barrow here again, never higher than League One. That's disappointing. I really did think we'd have at least 2 teams in the Championship. They also have a terrible balance. So Mbappe not really bringing in the shots. But anyway, Ronaldo, we know he had another season in the Premier League. How have they got on? Maybe they got to Europe. Let's hope they got to Europe. Cristiano Ronaldo here, still keeping those physicals. Really impressive, to be honest. Maidenhead, I've seen already, they have dropped back down. In their first season, they finished 20th. That's a shame. And they've stayed in the Championship. 5th place both times. 10th place now. So it was never to be for Maidenhead. They did have a few stints in the Premier League, but they've come back down, brought back down to modesty, and I don't even think they've managed to keep some of their good players that they signed. So that's a shame. We'll have a quick look at their transfers just to go through and see if they've made anyone else. That was quite good. I mean, they spent 61 million here, a fair amount on this guy. But as it is, nothing really too special. Another 22 million there. It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. They give it a good try though, Maidenhead. Getting into the Premier League, 3 seasons in total, just shows what Cristiano Ronaldo can do. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. That would be absolutely fantastic. Because of that stupid YouTube algorithm, the more likes that we get, the more people will see this, the more we are enticed to do more cool experiments just like this one. So leave a comment down below if you do have any suggestions. Of course, subscribe to the channel for plenty more action. We have so much more videos to come, including more experiments, so you won't miss any as long as you subscribe to the channel by hitting that subscribe button. And like I said, halfway through the episode, if it is Let's Plays that you are interested in and want to watch, the link for my Conquering Scandinavia save is down in the description as well. Go along, come and say hi, and give me a nice subscribe as well. That will be fantastic. But my name is Luke, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.